At this point, I thought, wow, what if this would work for fattening foods? We could be on the brink of a new dieting technique. And so we decided to see if we could get this to work for fattening foods. And I will tell you, our first attempt did not work. We tried to do it with potato chips, and it didn't work. And I thought, how sad. Great idea. But maybe it didn't work because we eat potato chips too often. But that what we need is to try it with a more novel food, something more unusual. Because with real taste aversions, they develop to novel foods, not common foods. And that is where we came up with the idea to try it with strawberry ice cream, a more novel food. And so the procedure is the same. We published these results in the journal, The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. And in our procedure, it was exactly the same. We get data from the subject, lots of data. We give the subject false feedback. The computer says you got sick after eating strawberry ice cream as a child. We then ask people to try to elaborate upon it, or in some way to dwell on the getting sick part of the experience. And we found that these methods increased their confidence they got sick. And now when we ask them, what do you want to eat at a restaurant? Here's how much people want to eat strawberry ice cream in these two conditions if they got no feedback. Here's how much they want to eat it if they got the feedback but did not believe it. And here's how much they want to eat strawberry ice cream if they fell for the suggestion and believed they got sick. They don't want to eat it as much. Now, after we published this result, amazing things happened. Maybe because it was a fattening food. Maybe it was because we published it in this prestigious place that has very good public relations. But people all over the world got interested in this result. And so, for example, in China, an article appeared about this result in the Weekend Standard. And in Australia, an article called Losing Weight Through Suggestion. I love looking at the titles. And so in Russia, false memories help to keep fit, researchers say. In Ireland, manipulating the mind to alter the shape of the body. In Scotland, we can learn to hate ice cream, but not cookies. That didn't work. And on the internet, so you thought you liked strawberry ice cream. And my favorite was this one, False Memories Fight Fat. Time Magazine, our weekly news magazine, ran a whole page on the mental diet. And fortunately, it was a good presentation of the science, and they also published the cautions that I want to express to you now. We don't know how long these effects last. We see them in the context of an hour, but we don't know that they're going to last longer than an hour yet. The New York Times, one of our most prestigious newspapers, last December published the 70 greatest scientific ideas of the year. And guess what? The false memory diet was on the list. And they too, I'm happy to say, published the caveats. And another important one that I want to mention is, we ask people to imagine they're at the party and tell us what they want to eat, or imagine they're at the restaurant and tell us what you want to eat. We haven't actually put a bowl of strawberry ice cream in front of them to see if they will avoid the actual food. When I think about these results, I'm reminded of something I read in Shakespeare. Shakespeare said, "Who can cloy the hungry edge of appetite? By bare imagination of a feast." He did not believe that you could imagine a feast and feel better if you were very hungry. Imagining a feast just made it worse for people. That's what he was talking about. But I think if Shakespeare were alive and he knew about these results, he would change what he said, because it is not imagination of a feast that can cloy the hungry edge of appetite. It's imagining getting sick on that feast. But one more little result. We wanted to find out if you can make people avoid a food by planting a false memory of getting sick. Could you do the opposite? Could you make people have a positive memory about a healthy food and see if they would eat it more? And so our latest work is with asparagus. And we use a kind of a similar procedure. In the interest of time, I'll take you through this quickly. We use a similar procedure, and we get people to want to eat asparagus more after the manipulation than before. I'm skipping over some aspects of this research so that I can end by telling you about a fantasy that I have, which is a case study that I want to do. I don't know yet how I will do it, but I am hoping to be able to have as a subject a former president of the United States, George Bush Sr. Because George Bush Sr. said, "I do not like broccoli," while he was president. In fact, he said, "I do not like broccoli, and I haven't liked it since I was a little kid and my mother made me eat it. And I'm president of the United States and I'm not going to eat any more broccoli." He's famous for this quote. So my plan is to take George Bush Sr., expose him to our methods, and we think might happen. Well, our results have many implications for the nature of memory and the malleability of memory. We are learning a great deal and almost have a recipe for how to create a false belief or a false memory in someone's minds that will have consequences for some people. The work, of course, has practical implications, not only for nutritional selection. We have a big obesity problem in North America. Maybe we can make a dent there. Also, implications for the legal system. And so now I just want